My home is yours, friends. Everything here is at your disposal. Let us meet at the briefing station when you are ready to act.
Man, this place does bring back memories, just like most of the Wakandan areas in this game. But this one in particular brings back the most memories. And I'll probably get to that later. So before that, greetings, ladies and gentlemen! Smiling24 here, and welcome back to some more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. As in the last session, we were sent here to Wakanda, as you can probably tell, you know, with freaking Black Panther and all that. Also, you might recognize this headquarters from a different media outlet in the Marvel universe. Not 100% sure though, because, you know, I don't know that much about Marvel. But yeah, we were tasked to go here to Wakanda and help our good old friend T'Challa in defending his, you know, his people from the Fold Menace, as they are now actually calling themselves. Yeah, the Nanites, called the Fold. Why? Because reasons. Heck, freaking Spider-Man actually commented on that as well. Pretty hilarious too. But anyway, today, you know, while Tony's shaking his head there, today, well, I was kind of debating whether or not I was going to actually, you know, either A, make this the finale, or B, I would just, you know, segment this into something completely different. Because, well, yeah guys, I'm pretty sure you guys caught on from the last session, but we are very near the end game. Like, this will be our very last headquarters end of the game. This is the quote-unquote Act 5, you know, doomified Stark Tower sort of thing. Basically, once we go on to the next mission, no turning back. We got completed, and, you know, from there on, we'll hope for the best. And as for how I'm going to be tackling the session, well, you can probably see that I'm not doing this in the usual, like, 1 hour format of the sort of finale, so you'll see what happens when we get to that. But I think I'll leave that until then. That being said, we got a bunch of stuff to do here. And yeah, this is probably the most memorable area in the entire game for me. At least the very most memorable headquarters, if only because of, well, for one thing, it's small. There's not much to do here. It's not like the freaking Stark Tower where you just wander around, going to, like, different corners of the map.
Damn it! You were one of the...
This is actually freaking, you know, one whole thing. There's not much deviation from it, unfortunately. It's pretty standard for what's going to happen here. The other reason because that, well, like I said, this is the last headquarters you will ever get in the game, unless you do other things, in which case, well, there you go. But basically, I remember playing this, how do I word this? I remember when I first played this game, and I was going for the achievements. Back then I was an achievement hunter. Not to say that I'm not that to an extent nowadays, but back then it was more apparent. I would remember just going to the freaking simulator or disc mission thingy and getting every single, you know, item that I needed for the achievements. Every boost, every artifact, you know, that kind of stuff. I wanted to make things easier on myself, and, you know, that happened. So this place has pretty much been etched into my memory, and for all the wrong reasons. I cannot stress that enough. But that's that. There's not really much else I can talk about, so before we head on to our next mission, let's actually do some things here. Oh, actually, hold on, one more thing. Before I forget about this, because I know I will. To get the little token thing for this area, you're getting the Storm. Why? Well, if you know anything about the Marvel series, you might figure out why. And if you don't, well, long story short, Storm was a queen alongside T'Challa, and that's probably the best I can recommend it. Now, I can't remember what I need to do exactly, so this might take a bit of time. I know there was a panel thing that you can click on. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Wait, is that it? Or is that just saying I can activate that? No? Hold on. No, that must be for a simulator thing. Where is it? That goes on to the next mission. Oh, is this it? Wait. Or is that just a talk? No, they're completely different. What? There we go. Much better. And one more extra brain focus for ours truly. And because, you know, I like to use Spider-Man, I'm going to be using Spider-Man to get the upgrade token. Pretty standard stuff. But okay, now that's taken care of, let's actually get back to the more serious stuff. First of all, I'm going to switch back to Tony because, you know, that's the thing I kind of like to do. And before I actually switch out the party a bit, well, we got ourselves some conversations to take care of, and... Kitty. Kitty, step away from the computer. Thanks, girl. Yeah, Daisy just, she's examining my laptop for whatever reason. You know, she's probably seen this thing for 2 whole years, but still has no idea what it's about. But yeah, we got some conversations. More specifically, we got some side conversations with our good old friends Venom and Goblin because, well, it makes sense. Why wouldn't we? And so let's start off.
Great. The webhead wants to talk.
They say the clothes make the man, Gargan, but in your case, even with a symbiote, you still only add up to half a man.
It may be a hand-me-down, Parker, but at least I had the good sense not to throw it away.
Admit it, Gargan, you missed a 7-foot tail. You and that thing deserve each other. Oh yeah, show some major brains there.
Brains. Seriously though, Parker, if they get me again, turn me into one of them. Promise me you'll kill me.
You realize who you're talking to here, right, McGargan? Wow, for a second there, you almost sounded human. How about we solve for me beating you senseless either way? Sorry, McGargan. I'm not in the whole mercy-killing business.
Fine. I'll find someone else who is.
Yeah, good luck with that, friend. Good luck with that. Next up, Osborn.
It's you.
As for which one it is, I have no idea because I don't know what continuity this is. I really don't. Hey, Agapi, how's it feeling to be on the good guy's side for a change?
That's a relative term. But I'm happy to finally be uncollared with my mind clear at last.
Yeah, we could have picked a nicer guy to cure. You lost your collar. Let me help you find it. Alright, clear as mud, I'm sure.
I may need to work with you, fool, but I don't have to enjoy it. If you know what's good for you, you'll give me a wide berth.
Come on, Gabi, admit it. You're just green with envy. A wide berth? Are you seriously gonna give me a straight line like that?
Leave me alone!
That expression, you saw that, right? That little, like, wide, like that wide smile for a second, there's like, like, you know, it's like he enjoyed being called that. His whole line was, leave me alone! Yeah, you really can't take him seriously. You honestly can't. Yeah, but that's what I like about Spider-Man villains. They have their own little, interesting ways of, thinking. Then again, every villain does, so what am I talking about? By the way...
Ready when you are.
Actually, let's do this Wolverine, because why not?
What do you want?
Huh. I'm supposed to trust a dirtbag like you after what went down in the prison?
Hey, I didn't have control over my actions, which isn't to say I feel bad about them.
Oh, so they forced you to eat your handler. You're going to pay someday, one way or another. Funny, that's what I'll be saying after I kick your alien hide into next week. Oh, so they forced you to eat your handler.
Not what I said. That Swanson guy was enjoying his job way too much. He had it coming.
In Venom's defense, you gotta kind of agree with him. Swanson was a bit of a dick to Gargan here. You know, if you saw the pro side of how things went. If not, then check it out. It's pretty interesting. How'd it feel to be under full control?
Let's just say it's good to be back down to just 2 voices in my head.
Gotta hear it. We need all the help we can get. I don't need nannies to keep you in line, Gargan. Let's just say I don't trust you. I still don't trust
If you wanted someone on your side with a grudge against the Fold, you got him. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat for now.
Drama queen.
What do you want?
I want answers. I already dealt with you. How come you're not locked up?
I'm sure I will be once this is all over, but for now, you need my help against the Fold.
As long as we're on the same page, fine. How do we know you aren't still working for them? I'm supposed to believe you're thrilled to be helping out?
As long as you keep me away from that spider freak, yes.
No problem. How would it feel to be under Fold control?
The things you really believe you want, realizing they're not yours, and yet not being able to do anything about it. Finding yourself pursuing someone else's goals, it was quietly terrifying.
Even scum like you deserve better than that. Somehow I doubt your goals are much better than the Fold's. Better to you than some of the people they've absorbed by now. But yeah, I'll agree on the diplomatic.
How magnanimous of you. I grow fatigued, if you'll excuse me.
Adios, Green Goblin. I was gonna make some kind of pun, but I didn't know what to do at the time. Next up, the King!
Hello, my friend. What can I do for you?
You sure we're secure here?
Reasonably sure, thanks to your timely intervention. Now that we know how the Fold operates, we can be ready.
Did you lose many Wakandans in the attack? Does the Fold have any weaknesses at all? What if they change their tactics? But no, do they have any weaknesses?
Our people have been hard at work on that very subject. I'm sure Dr. Pym could tell you more.
Thanks for that. I'll make sure to go talk to him after this. What happened to our forces in Stark
A
Tower?
few escaped, but most did not.
Why are they taking heroes out specifically?
They must see us as the main obstacle to their growth. Once we are all absorbed, the rest of the world can be added at their relative leisure. I'm sorry. I must return to my work now.
Again, it does kind of make a lot of sense. Now then. Alright, giant boy. I want some answers.
Hi. I'm pretty busy right now, but I guess I can chat for a moment.
Yes, you can. So, I hear you and Reed are working overtime to find the Fold's weak spot.
We're doing our best. They're extending their influence much faster than we would have ever envisioned.
Where are they getting their raw materials? Do we even know what they want? Are you focusing on their network?
We do believe the network is the key. Shut that down and there's no more collective. Unfortunately, we'll never break the encryption. The bottom line is we don't have much time. We project all metahumans could be absorbed within 3 weeks. The rest of the population would fall several months later.
Isn't that kind of a good thing then? I mean, it's not spreading that quickly, where it'd be only one day until, you know, everything is conquered. Not if I have anything to say about it.
If we can't come up with a plan very quickly, we won't have any say in the matter.
Alright. Fine. Just fine, Bob.
Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
You figure out how to take these freaks down?
Hank and I have been studying the tech recovered after we liberated Wakanda City. It's given us some insight into how the Fold's network configuration is evolving.
Evolving? That doesn't sound good. Think you can solve it in time?
I'm cautiously optimistic. If we can find a weak link in their security, we'll have a chance to destroy the Fold in one fell swoop.
We know much about what it's like to be part of a collective?
There's no way to really know. Based on the conversation with Nick Fury, I'd say their own personalities are intact, but their desires have all been converted into those of the group mind.
Sounds like some kind of freaky cult. So, are they willing or not? And the threat of getting a remote control zap can't hurt either.
I doubt they have any use for the shutdown signal. Their members are completely compliant. I only wish we could send that signal through their network. It would end this conflict in the blink of an eye. Well, I need to get back to work. Goodbye.
Alright. So we have an idea now how to take care of these guys. And now for one more conversation.
Hey, how's it going?
Think you're still on track to dodge that concentration camp you grew up in?
I don't know what to think anymore. But if the Fold takes over, the future I knew will look almost appealing in some ways.
We ain't gonna let that happen. Looking forward to hearing this one. Do you ever feel good about the future?
Point taken. I'm just saying we can't let either of those futures happen. At least we know they can't both happen.
Question is, which one's worse? Stark Tower went down like a house of cards. Why aren't they attacking us here?
It's a good question. They know we're here, but seems like right now they have other fish to fry.
Heard they've already taken it out a country or two. Hard to believe Fury's leading them.
From what I understand, they don't have a leader per se, but they share knowledge across their network. And the information he's got on all of us might be the most dangerous thing about the Fold right now. Good talking to you, but I've got to run now.
Yeah. With Nick Fury's knowledge and his shield and all that, it's pretty scary what these guys are capable of. Good thing they don't exist in real life, huh? But again, I do wonder if they ever bring that up in Civil War. I need to see that freaking movie, maybe sometime this week, if it's still in the local theaters by then. I mean, hopefully it is, but then again, it might be busy. Who knows? But yeah, that's all the conversations we've taken care of. There's nothing much else here to collect. At least I'm hoping there isn't. If I miss something, then I will really feel like an idiot, because well, it's a freaking linear headquarters. It's just one giant circle with some pillars, yes, and a bunch of terminals. That's it. There's nothing more to it. If I somehow manage to miss something here, I will facepalm myself. The only thing I could think that would be logical to miss is this thing. This brain focus thing. So yeah, I think I'm confident now we've taken care of everything. Oh, but there was one more thing I almost forgot. I'm sure you guys are excited for this one. Time to bring him in. Venom. And then... Green Goblin! Ha ha ha! Yep, I'm planning on using these guys. I know I said I'd be using the main team for a long point, but I figured I might as well show these two off because, you know, new characters and all that. And I'll save the actual original team for the finale. That'll be fun then, don't you think? But yeah, that's everything taken care of. Let's actually get to work, shall we? To the next mission.
It may be a hand-me-down, Parker, but at least I had the good sense not to throw it away. Not as much as the ladies do. We're going to take that as a compliment. Seriously though, Parker, if they get me again, turn me into one of them. Promise me you'll kill me. Don't get used to it. Always with the jokes. I should have known I couldn't count on you.
That's a relative term, but I'm happy to finally be uncollared with my mind clear at last. You need my help to defeat the Fold. I only wish it didn't involve working anywhere near you. Your incessant prattling is gonna get you killed one of these days. If you know what's good for you, you'll give me a wide berth. When this is over, I'll happily blow you to smithereens. Nothing can be worth this!
Hey, I didn't have control over my actions, which isn't to say I feel bad about them. Like I said, take it up with the Fold. I got a note from the doctor. Let's just say it's good to be back down to just 2 voices in my head. Wish we had the luxury of putting that to the test, but I want the Fold dead as much as any of you. Maybe more. Yeah, whatever. Just point me in those zombies' direction, and I'll tear them apart. So, let's do this again soon. Or, hey, better yet, let's not!
I'm sure I will be once this is all over, but for now, you need my help against the Fold.
They took her out in the first assault. We saw them drag her away.
Yeah, Dr. Pym was quite thorough with his tests, and I have no desire to become part of that hive mind again.
We need to pull out.
So glad to have your approval. It means so much to me. The things you really believe you want, realizing they're not yours, and yet not being able to do anything about it. Finding yourself pursuing someone else's goals, it was quietly terrifying. If it's any consolation, I'll be fighting to free them from that hell as hard as any of you. From your perspective, perhaps. But from mine, there's a world of difference. Now, if the interrogation is complete, I'll bid you goodbye.
Reasonably sure, thanks to your timely intervention. Now that we know how the Fold operates, we can be ready.
Somehow, the spot took out a whole...
With Nick Fury now a part of their collective, that's a real possibility. But with so many brilliant minds on our side, I am confident we can be ready for almost anything. Many? No. But parting with even one loyal friend is terrible. I pray we don't lose more in the coming conflict.
Your message out to Luke. If you're hearing this, maybe something happened to me. We were at 24 degrees.
A few escaped, but most did not. The Fold's abilities are formidable, and they continue to grow every day. We must assume so. It is a great loss for our side. Now, if you'll excuse me, there is much to do.
We're doing our best. They're extending their influence much faster than we would have ever envisioned. I wish I knew. They must have set up some major production facilities somewhere. And fast. What does any virus want? To spread. As far and wide as possible. We do best to think of the Fold that way. The bottom line is we don't have much time. We project all metahumans could be absorbed within 3 weeks. The rest of the population would fall several months later. I don't have time to try to convince you. Now, if you'll excuse me. Right, like I was saying.
Hank and I have been studying the tech recovered after we liberated Wakanda City. It's given us some insight into how the Fold's network configuration is evolving.
We were at 24 degrees.
The network is the key to the Fold's existence. With it, they're almost unstoppable. Without it, the Fold wouldn't even exist. It's the latter possibility we're exploring. In addition to their network encryption becoming even more robust, there are indications they are experimenting with trying to share special abilities beyond just their local groups. We have to hope they don't succeed in that. There's no way to really know. Based on the conversation with Nick Fury, I'd say their own personalities are intact, but their desires have all been converted into those of the group mind. The similarities are significant, I agree. But in this case, the brainwashing occurs almost instantaneously after the victim is injected with nanites. Willing? No. But I suspect they honestly believe their goals are for the common good. They probably have no way to see that the goals are not their own. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get back to my research.
I don't know what to think anymore. But if the Fold takes over, the future I knew will look almost appealing in some ways. In my world, mutants were oppressed like you wouldn't believe. But at least we had our free will. The spark that kept us going. The belief that one day we'd get the chance to rise up. I know we're gonna give them hell, but looking at their progress so far, well, it's not gonna be easy. It's a good question. They know we're here, but seems like right now they have other fish to fry. I hadn't heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, you may be right. Let's hope that involves taking them down so fast they don't have time to counterattack. Okay, I've got to run. Take care.